50% of US adults have a magnesium deficiency, which isn't just not ideal, it is potentially dangerous. A magnesium deficiency increases the risk of cancer.
People with the highest magnesium levels, 50% lower cancer mortality.
When magnesium levels are low, these processes are compromised and cancerous mutations can occur. It is important for anxiety levels because I believe that a lot of anxiety can be tied back to a magnesium deficiency, because magnesium is often the brake in the central nervous system, lowering excitatory neurotransmission, and low levels can contribute to cardiac events because it essentially just increases your heart rate. And if this happens too significantly over too long a period of time, bad things can happen, because magnesium is vital to maintaining the electrolyte balance within the heart, making sure it beats at a regular pace for yourself. And even so, higher magnesium levels are correlated with a 40% decrease in all-cause mortality. On the internet, people disagree about many topics, about nutrition, about health, except one thing that you will see unanimously is that everyone talks about how important and vital magnesium is. Knowing this, I want to take it for 30 days, having not taken it in the last few months, and just kind of see how it affected me. I would always take it infrequently, so not every day. So I wanted to challenge myself. Take it every day for a couple of days and see how it affected me. And I took micromag, which is sucrosamol magnesium, which is magnesium with sucrose esters. And I will preface this by saying that I do have ADHD, and with that there is a deficiency of a lot of minerals and vitamins, more so than the average. For whatever reason, you're just more likely to have deficiencies. So I noticed a pretty dramatic effect from magnesium, surprisingly. And you know, it's a little bit unfortunate because it's not that sexy of an answer. You know, magnesium changed my life in many ways, except that's kind of boring. It's not an exotic Brazilian herb or an interesting research chemical with no human safety data on it. It's just plain old magnesium made such a dramatic difference to so many aspects of my life. I feel like it increases my IQ, and that's kind of what you see a little bit, where high levels of magnesium is associated with intelligence and low levels are associated with a cognitive impairment. I notice it improves all my facets of fluid IQ, like working memory, verbal fluency, and processing speed. Magnesium increases all of those. So for me, it increases my IQ. I find it easier to just do really well in school, or to read complex studies, or to fluently script these videos. Magnesium and the cortisol stress hormone have a seesaw relationship, with one high, another low. And this is what I kind of find, where magnesium eliminates my anxiety disorder, or my like poor man's anxiety disorder, and it lowers my bodily anxiety, so I don't really have an increased heart rate in any situation really, except it increases my mental anxiety for whatever reason, which I know is kind of a paradox and doesn't really make sense, except I do notice that effect from it, and I'm just being honest. And this could be because it is a cofactor for dopamine synthesis, or for tyrosine hydroxylase, or that it increases adenosine triphosphate, essentially your mitochondria function. I don't know, it could be a multitude of things, could be one thing, except I noticed that body calm, mind active on magnesium. I notice it improves my executive function, and executive function can be often disseminated to, you know, a pilot on a plane, where the pilot is guiding the plane where to go. The plane is all your emotions, your feelings, I guess your memories, except the pilot flies it from A to B, and it executively controls where it goes. I find on magnesium, it's easier to say no to the cookie, yes to the gym, to do things that I know I should do when I should do them. Like go to bed at a reasonable hour, not be a degenerate, do things that are good for me, like positive habits, like meditation, intermediate fasting. And the biggest effect I notice is that it really lowers my mental rumination, which is one of the curses of ADHD. I swear to God, where your mind is chaos and calm, calm and chaos. The monkey is always chattering, and I've always found it tough to kind of shut that off. You know, in the past, I've used like ADHD medication, and that really quieted my mind, or I smoked weed. Except those come with costs, right? I didn't really have a holistic solution until I found a good quality magnesium like this, where I notice it just lowers the chatter in my brain, which is great. So now you know the why, except do you know the what? So the average daily value for adults, for females, is 320 milligrams. For males, it's 420 milligrams. And if you are an athlete, add 20% more magnesium onto that, because you lose magnesium through electrolytes, through your sweat. Myself and Dr. Rhonda Patrick have similar opinions on magnesium L-threonate, in that it can be very good for cognition and cross the blood-brain barrier, except it's not the best magnesium donor, because it doesn't really equal out to much elemental magnesium at the end of the day. So it's not really that good for a magnesium deficiency, except there are alternatives. Magnesium oxide is essentially like poo-poo water. It's not good, it's not bioavailable, you're not gonna notice anything from it. Magnesium glycinate is magnesium chelated with glycine, the inhibitory amino acid, which is very good for putting a brake on your nervous system and helping you relax. People commonly use that for sleep. Another side of that coin is magnesium taurinate, which is magnesium chelated with taurine, another inhibitory compound which can help you relax. And then there is cyclosamol magnesium, which is magnesium in sucrose esters, which is supposed to be more friendly to the gut and the best for magnesium deficiency. This is what I use. This is what made a dramatic difference. Surprisingly, like, I'm not paid to say this. I am biased, I suppose, because it is how it affects me. So naturally there was a bias in place, but I'm not sponsored, I'm not anything like that. And if you want to know about this magnesium L-threonate that I was talking about, that is supposed to be the most cognitively enhancing form of magnesium, crossing the blood-brain barrier with a vitamin C metabolite to influence your cognitive processes quite significantly. Check out this video where I talk about how it changed my life, because it is a very good magnesium. I just wouldn't take it day to day. I just use it acutely, and it's so good in that situation.